not set on greater good.
Yeah, it's an interesting call.
Maybe he's assuming the greater goods are gone.
Or top.
Or top.
I mean, Katsu doesn't run Divining Top, right?
No, they don't run Divining Top. They don't have time for it in the deck. They're using all the mana every turn, making guys and tapping for their city trees. And
I might have called for Divining Top there. I guess the thing with a Sakura Tri-Builder call is if Carson kept a hand that's dependent on one Tri-Builder in order to have any chance, it's like you're rolling a die, and you know it's only 1 in 8 that you hit, but if he kept a draw that depended on Tri-Builder, you just win the game with that call.
Right.
So, you know, maybe it's only a 10 or 15% shot of being a good call, but in that scenario, it's so good that it wins you the game.
So we got, you can see one of the sideboard cards that came in is Seedborn Muse.
Okay.
Seedborn Muse is in hand.
Yeah, the next Q-Team round is definitely limited for Prague.
And there's Kodama of the North Tree.
Mori 19.
All right, turn 4 North Tree. There's the clock.
Martin 19.
So we haven't seen Karsten's hand. What does he have to? Got some Plains last turn. He's got a Ninja. He's getting ready to, he's going to brace himself, take some damage here, and he's going to gifts at the end of the turn.
Costing 12.
He's got a lot of the pieces of the puzzle in his hand already.
Yeah, he does.
And there's a Yosei. Quite a beat down draw here from Mori. Karsten casts Gifts, but it doesn't look like he knows what he's getting yet. Doesn't look like he has a clear plan here. He's got a Kodama of the North Tree he's got to deal with, and he's got a Yosei he's got to deal with.
It's a good hand.
You talking about his own or Mori's?
I think Mori's. I think he looked at Mori and complimented him on his hand. Yeah, Karsten's hand is Swamp Forest, Hitty Slapper, Ink Eyes, and then he folded it up again. I think it was Soulless Revival and Goryo's Vengeance?
No, he's going to get the Wrath of God, and he's going to get that Wrath package again. So he gets a Wrath of God, a Kagamaro.
Yeah, he's got Goryo's Vengeance and Soulless Revival already.
And probably a Hanakami.
Since he's got some of the pieces in his hand already, he can afford to throw Hanakami into the mix. Set up the full-on recursion.
I'm telling you, I played Lava Spike for the entire block constructed season, Kamigawa block. I know the gifts deck way too complicated for me. So if it seems obvious to some people out there who played gifts in the PTQ season, I can talk to you a lot about splicing Glacier Gray onto Lava Spike.
And there's probably a bunch of people out there that haven't even seen this deck actually in action before. Maybe thinking about going to a PTQ. Mori wants to change.
You could change it to Kagamaro.
Oh, I said Sakura? Ready?
All right, so Frank Carson gets Hanakami through a Yosei into the mix.
Sure.
Hanakami, Wrath of God, Kagamaro, Yosei.
Yes.
So I think what he's hoping to be able to do is start recurring, getting back Hanakami every turn with Soulless Revival, and
but he can get Kagamaro back every turn as well.
Right.
He's got.
Well, he's not going to want to get it back. He's going to want to Goryo's Vengeance it into play. Doesn't want to summon it. He wants to use Goryo's Vengeance to put Kagamaro into play. I think you actually give him Kagamaro in hand so that he's forced to get it out of his hand, right? You give him Kagamaro and Hanakami, I think.
So Wrath of God went right in the bin.
Seems right.
And he's not getting no matter what. And you can look and you look and you look. There's really not a good answer.
Mm-mm. He's just trying to figure out how Frank's going to use his mana next turn. Can't do anything great here, but he can try to make things as inconvenient for Frank as possible.
Of course.
Buy himself an extra turn.
Oh, suddenly the Wrath of God's coming back into the pile.
Really? That surprises me.
Karsten's pretty good about not giving away anything with his facial expression in a match.
Mm-hmm.
Remains pretty impassive. A little bit of an impatient flick of the eye here and there, but other than that, so he's getting redder again.
Yep. That's about all he gives away.
Not that much you can do about that.
Relax more. It's like Wrath and Hanakami going to the graveyard. He's going to give him Yosei. I guess that surprises me a little bit. Although, I mean, if Karsten plays Yosei, Katsu gets to untap first,
He does
right?
get to untap first, and then if he has a Corey,
True.
that would be pretty good for him.
Yeah, maybe giving him Yosei is better than giving him Hanakami. That makes sense.
But Yosei's not the issue here. He's it's really more the Kagamaru, which is
Yeah,
going to effectively can keep all of his guys off the board every turn. Like what exactly is?
Well, Katsu doesn't know there's a Goryo's Vengeance in the loop. I mean, I'm sure he suspects it since it's not in
Right.
the gift split.
right.
That's a lot of, I think, what Katsuhiro is thinking about right now. He's like, okay, given that Frank put these cards into the gift split, what does he have in his hand?
Right,
So he got Hanakami and no arcane cards? What's up with that? There must be that he should be able to do, so it means that
Do you
there's two
think he's
arcane
probably
cards in
just
Frank's
assuming-
hand.
Right. So he has the whole lock, right? He has the soul survival
Yes,
also. Yeah.
yes. And what Katsu's gift split means is there is no creature in Carson's graveyard, and so Goryo's Vengeance isn't automatically good. Right? Carson's going to have to do a little bit of work before he can use Goryo's Vengeance to any effect. He's going to have to actually summon Kagamaru, sacrifice it the hard way.
That seems fine. I mean, wipe the board.
Well, what are you going to do? I mean, it's gifts and given. There's not a good answer.
Yeah.
The most inconvenient thing he could do is force him to summon Kagamaru. If he puts it in the graveyard, then it comes out for free with a Soulless Revival Splice on top of it. That's not good.
He's risking a Hokori here is what's happening.
Right.
But I guess not really. He just waits until he can take a hit here, right?
Can he? Is
no.
it 12?
I guess he really can.
No.
What's my life?
Carson's trying to figure out if he
he's
can
gonna
take a
say
hit.
thing.
Also, he would really, really like to wait until the end of
Mori's
Mori's turn
Yeah, he would.
in order to sacrifice it. But I don't know if he's going to have that luxury.
I don't think so.
And
If he takes
neither
North
does-
Tree and Yosei, and he can block what else? Take North Tree and Yosei, go to 1? Right?
Right.
Hypothetically, he could go to 1, but I don't think I would go to 1 either. I think I would. I mean, there's also. It's really hard to play around Hokori when you're killing Yosei anyway. So, goes ahead, gets Yosei over with, risks Hokori. Does Katsuhiro have it? Just
Yes,
to see
Seaborn
Born
Muse.
Muse. It'd be spectacular with Hokori, but wow, that was the turn. That was the turn where Katsuhiro Mori was supposed to play Hokori.
And he's going
He
to go
didn't
get
have
it
it.
right now. He's got a Congregation of Dawn in his hand.
Oh, and a Yosei turn, so it is in time.
Yep.
Seedborn Muse lets him get out the Seedborn Muse and untap his lands.
Right.
Now he can Congregation for Hokori. Karsten had to skip his untap because Yosei resolved. So this is exactly what Frank Karsten feared. This was the only thing he could lose to. He's got all the pieces in his hand, but anyone who's been playing in PTQs in the last year realizes just how mana hungry the Gifts Ungiven deck is. It cannot operate with Hokori in play. Now what's Katsu thinking about? What else to get? What else do you get?
Yoseis. Does he Right, he's getting the Hikori, 2 Yoseis. He'll keep him locked. He'll play a Yosei. He'll play another Yosei. Lock him again for 2 turns. That should be enough to wrap it up.
That gift.
So as it turns out, he might have maybe that he had to wait.
Go to 1.
Go to 1. I mean, that may be the only way he had out of this.
Interesting.
I mean, it's not just the 3 Hikoris. I mean, there's also however many of the tutors for creatures in his deck. So
Yeah, but they're not fast enough.
I'm saying if he's holding it,
He was tapped out.
Good cards? Yeah, very good.
no. I'm talking about for Mori when he plays it that way.
Mm-hmm.
If he waits and he goes, I don't even know. We didn't really double check the math. I mean, he might be dead.
White. Green.
There's Hikori.
Wow. Can you imagine some scenario where you were making tokens with City Tree under Hikori?
Don't have to imagine it. There it is, right there.
There's a Putrefy.
Got to untap 1 land. Got to play a second.
He needs a third.
そっちのアップティブは関係ないです。はい。他のプレイヤーのアンタップしてくだけです。He wants to make sure it only untaps on your step, not on his.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Seaborn Muse trigger, or it doesn't trigger, but Seaborn Muse works on each other player's turn.
Top deck. Yosei. No.
So it can't do anything on its own
Right.
turn.
And it happens as part of the untap step.
I believe that's right.
So it actually. So wait a minute. Does it actually trigger? Because there's no untap step for Frank.
I don't think Yosei says skip the untap. I think it says don't untap anything during untap, right? That'd be bizarre.
Last 3.
Somebody would have figured this out by now. Like,
Yeah.
we can't possibly be
Discard quick.
deducing this.
Yes. Discard, okay? Okay.
Carson forced to discard. Does get a dragon into his graveyard.
Yeah.
Here's the one. Here's the Putrefy. He's going to be able to. He should be able to survive this.
Katsu gets to play a Yosei. Did he just not make a token? I don't know why he did not make a token there.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah.
Katsuhiro Mori summons Yosei the Morningstar.
1 sec. やっています。
これに対応して。いや、hold on. ちょっと待って
ああ。
Katsuhiro Mori was worried about last gasp. That's why he didn't make a token. He knows Karsten has last gasp, so if he tapped out to make a token and Karsten last gap Hikori, that would be annoying. Or last gap to Seaborn Muse. That would be really annoying. And there's also the fact that Seaborn Muse doesn't work on his own turn, so... Two different reasons not to make a token. Don't mind me.
Okay. Attack okay?
Time for Mori to attack.
Karsten's at 10. Even with the Putrefy, he doesn't really have enough time here.
Go? Wow.
Untap 7.
Why doesn't he attack there?
Untap.
What are the drawbacks to attacking?
Winning?
There's not enough mana for Goryo's Vengeance. What card is Katsuhiro Mori playing around that I'm not thinking of? Just chooses not to attack.
In my...
Oh, Carson forced to lose 2 life to a land that comes into, because he needs his land to come to play untapped.
Okay. At end of turn, Grace Vengeance. You end up down.
Oh, he did have 3 turns.
End of
Oh, at Karsten's end of turn.
end of yours.
Yes.
Karsten plays a land, goes into his own end of turn step, because Goryo's Vengeance creatures get destroyed at end of turn. This is a timing loophole that all the pros know, but that may not be common knowledge with casual Magic players. Whenever something says at end of turn, there's actually a time after that when you can do things.
Made most famous at U.S. Nationals by the Waylay ruling.
Right. So this was introduced with 6th edition rules. So during the end of his own turn, Karsten is going to play Goryo's Vengeance. That means the creature that he gets back is going to be in play during Katsuhiro Mori's turn. It's not going to go away until an end of turn step comes around for that triggered ability to trigger and send it to the graveyard. Basically, Karsten wants Kagamaru available as a blocker, and he wants to be able to use it to sweep the board. I still don't understand why Katsuhiro Mori failed to attack before.
Why wouldn't he just? Why does he want it as a blocker if he's going to use it to sweep the board?
I'm not sure. I guess he's better than having the surprise value of. He's worried about something. I don't know what.
Yes.
These players are much better than we are.
Goryo's Vengeance costs 2 is the answer to my question. I thought it cost 3, but it's 3 to splice. Its base cost is 2 mana. So Katsuhiro Mori declined his attack phase because he was worried about Goryo's Vengeance. And in fact, he was right to be worried about it. Karsten had it in his hand. Well, Mori knows he's going to lose his board anyway, so might as well serve with everybody. Yosei's going to die again. Karsten is going to be tapped out again.
And we know there's another Yosei waiting in the wings for Katsuhiro Mori.
Yes, we do, but there's not a Hokori.
Right. But there is a Yosei sticker on tap step.
Is that good enough? Oh, so he summons Yosei. Karsten doesn't get to untap. He attacks for 3. And Karsten's got just enough life left.
Oh, wait. Sorry?
何度はこれに使ったものがあるから、それは欲しい。もうすぐボンビーですね。
Does Katsu have a 3rd Yosei? Does that do anything?
You can give him 2 turns. It seems like he just wants to serve. He'll serve here for 2.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll serve. Karsten plays a top. He is planning to untap next turn at 3. Does Katsuhiro Mori have the last 3 points of damage? He's got a Jite and a greater good. Huh. Does Jite actually get Yosei out of Kagamaru range, I think. I mean, the 2 counters. There's still the Yosei problem.